Complexity have beat MOUZ on Vertigo. I think the interesting part about this is that Complexity love Vertigo, but their pistol win rate is extremely low.
Okay. Oh, it's a red flag early. Berettas are taken off of it. And Brolin keeping his head down from behind the sandbags, all looking good, but ooh, backs turned all too many a time. Have I seen this from Cole? They let it slip, and Brolin gets nothing out of that. Oh, man.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know if he could have aimed much better there. I kind of feel for him a little bit.
I understand not going for the planter. His hands are busy.
Down, yeah.
You go for your second target, but you miss that shot. Then you end up stopping nothing. So Brolin could have been, but instead Grim gets his late flank, and Complexity will indeed pick up a pistol.
Yeah, so they're shooting around like 35% on pistols with a lot of maps played, and that's something that can affect you, especially in MR12 on a map that you really like. So here's a good first step. They don't clear the sandbags. And in terms of target selection, Brolin's correct. You should go for the guy protecting the bomb planter before the planter themselves. And also the planter was like turned down, crouched, and looked the other way. He missed. It was like a Nico miss, you know what I mean? He was close.
Well, yeah, but it didn't cost him a major.
Damn. But Vertigo did last time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, off to a good start then, Complexity. No pistol woes at the start of this series. And this series is going to have to be, I think, a convincing one for Complexity for me to really buy into this narrative they're trying to sell about kind of coming in and playing better Counter-Strike. And, you know, I do think some of their shortcomings just even a week ago undermine a few wins here. You know, this is a team that obviously kicked off CS2 with an IEM Sydney Grand Finals. The Complexity era, they said. I don't know who they are, but probably just Darth Mike.
We're almost a full year out, you know?
Yeah, it has been a while. Well, speaking of full year out, one of the nice things I think about this matchup in particular for the likes of MOUZ is the fact that Shuhei 1 year ago made his debut with this MOUZ main team at IEM Cologne. They got cut short, of course, of making playoffs, which was the new standard for MOUZ, seeing as 1 year previously, Dexter was able to do that with his ragtag gang of arguably lesser fraggers. So 1 full year since, and look at what MOUZ have been able to accomplish. Hoist trophies, touch number 1, and regularly lose to FaZe.
That was an interesting part. Before we went into the break, one of the biggest stories was, you know, were MOUZ ever going to take their big win versus FaZe? But then, you know, that was FaZe reaching number 2 in a lot of events, getting their big trophy. MOUZ competing against everybody, destroying in best-of-5 grand finals, beating Spirit, and never getting to play FaZe. And now the story sort of changed to Na'Vi are getting good again, and now there's other teams that are up there. And suddenly MOUZ has to play a little bit of catch-up, and FaZe have to prove that they're that team again here at Cologne, even though they looked a little sloppy to start the year off, the second half of the year off.
Well, Floppy gets into it right out of the gate. That's a heavy bit of emphasis from MOUZ to try and take lower B. JT sensing an opening and a chance out on ramp. This is Brolin down to a 0-3 start, and one that will bode well for Cole, looking to convert through the first gun round out of MOUZ.
And it absolutely is the CT side that's a problem for MOUZ on this map, or we'll see Brolin challenging the ramp a lot. And when he's on point, it's great, but moments like this are up for question. But look at the flank in place here for Shuhei.
Wow, well timed. Takes the head off his counterpart. Of course, bomb now spotted as it tries to work its way up. Ramp Elige. That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
Just this rifle dominance from Elige. Torji stuck inside the elevator waits. He's got a teammate along the yellow wall. Insertion, but Floppy's flank a little too slow to be able to trade. He does get the other, and Holster finds it from the top of ramp. So we go 2 up for Complexity. Survivors here in place, 3-0. An excellent start to a map pick we all could have predicted.
That was such an excellent reaction from Elige. I mean, it's only body shots that he gets the kill from, but as you can see right here, you know, he was almost dead to rights. Like, Jimpad had a good swing. It was sort of right on him. That was just very, very fast. So nicely done out of Elige, and Cole making sure that Brolin can't trade out on the ramp. And the problem is not necessarily Brolin's form on the ramp. It's that they don't have anybody with him in some of these rounds. So a lot comes down to like how good does he feel right now, and that's not what you want your you know, one of your most important maps performances to rest on.
Xertion locked in behind wood. Yeah, Elige ready. Instant headshot.
That was nice. He was watching for it perfectly.
Leash swings through, clears Jimpat,
man.
so none of these pistols are going to be a problem for John. 2 kills in. Oof.
Still going, man.
Looking like a doze. Stuck in the headlights here. Shook by Complexity's 4-0 start.
They're definitely cooking right now. And you'd think that it's funny because Anubis gets banned here from MOUZ. Maybe that's actually a good thing for Complexity. You know, sometimes obviously a lot of the close games are on it and they love the map, but oh man, sometimes I see a Liege in his hand. It's actually his keyboard hand, but I see him sometimes shaking out, and I've got some tendonitis in my hands before. You know, it's very hard to beat, especially when you have to stay active. The only thing you need is rest, and the only thing you can't do is just that.
Careful, floating out there, Brolin again.
Wow, Alicia's playing amazing right now.
Without a kill. Oof, Elige half health down. Great grenade. But you are right, Elige starting incredibly hot.
It's the nature in which he's getting these kills. Just that right amount of aggression too.
There is
that was yesterday, lost to Falcons on this map.
Yeah.
You know, in that series.
But you were saying they were kind of laughing through it.
Laughing through the misery. Laughing through the pain, I guess. Yeah, there was that clip, of course, where Torji gets with the 1-on-4 attempt and kills his own teammate. And so they were a little lackadaisical. And that's a little bit worrying for MOUZ because that's kind of how Dallas went wrong.
Right. Insertion alongside Jimpat here inside B. Floppy and Grim, though, coming out on top of this, and Floppy's doubling down. Now, listen, if you've got a Liege popping off at the start of a game, that's one thing. Come to expect it, but Grim is 5-1. Floppy just got a double kill, and we have all, from North America, sat back and awaited the core rifle of Complexity to come together as a pack, because we know the skill that Grim possesses, we know the ceiling that Floppy has, but it's the 3 of them alongside a Liege coming together that unfortunately doesn't happen often enough, right? It feels like that is the undoing of Complexity.
They don't need any more ceiling, just floor. That's it. With Alicia's consistency, they have a complete star player who shows up literally every single time. You know, 2 maps out of a 3-map series, he has got like unreal numbers. So that's enough to argue that, you know, it's just a floor.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
I guess so. Go ahead and do what you have to, Torji.
Man, we've already seen G2 take out Spirit. So Mongols beat Spirit. And we have MOUZ on the back foot here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Saw taking down G2.
Slightly. They've got one more chance, though.
Been 0 shortcomings in terms of upsets thus far in Cologne.
Cyclone going to try to talk some strats into him. The buy this round is just going to be like a slight investment behind Torji's op. And moments like this are pretty important because you come in with a decent enough buy that you can reasonably pull off a win, and it's on a round that you save, so you're going to have double up on your economy if you pull it off. So, but a shot missed.
CT's given up a bit of slack, man. If it's not Brolin missing the back of heads and pistol, it's now a missed op shot and what could have been a free one.
There was a right play. They would have gotten a kill there.
You can sit around and laugh your way through a Falcons map loss, but Complexity are truly believing. They've talked about their confidence coming into Cologne because of their opening games here. They're shooting straight, but Jimpat and Shuhei.
Did he just fall off? Floppy just fell off
Ew.
the whole map. Oh.
Where?
Just right where Jimpat was looking.
Jimmy jumps over the wood and just scares Floppy to death?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sat here trying to criticize their individual levels. Apparently, they don't need to shoot you.
This is a way back into the half. That's around where they don't invest that much.
Of course.
Half by. Torji misses his first shot. Complexity still try to commit forward and lose to the MP9.
See if Halzerk can get anything done. He takes a tag back from Torji, who may have just shot through the cone. Process that.
Rules.
Grim, he gets his as well, but even with the Torji shot, they set him up to close this. So with a round that features less weapons, we get Jimpat coming through with 3 kills, and I'll even give him the 4th if he's the reason Floppy jumped.
Yeah, he just euthanized Floppy right there.
Let's jump over the wood wall, killing a liege. Shuhei likes that one. An SMG inside of a B site to get there first on the board.
Oof. And it was off the tack from Cyclone.
JT looking short. Has been his. He's made impact from these spots. Oh, he saw the Opper. Torji repositioned here behind sandbags. Opening kill yet again for MOUZ. Utility pressure both ways. Torji just trying to escape. Floppy waiting out to see if anybody jumps wood again. There will be this consistent Floppy versus Jimpat fight queued towards B site as the map goes on. Floppy is somebody who has been bringing these more aggressive lurks to the table for Complexity in recent weeks. And him versus Jimmy, oh boy. That head-to-head could be worth its weight in gold as this series goes on. For now, Halzerk scouring the battlefield, looking for that Torji op. Sitting half health and backed up, closer towards the CT ledge. We start to get a lean back into middle here for MOUZ. Shuhei takes a quick glance, but the smoke grenade will bring him back closer to the A site. Looking to hold off on short, as we're gonna get 2 players to the top of the ramp. Torji missed chance. And now Halzerk knows where to hone in on if he wants to get that counter pick. We hit 35 seconds as Grim gets softened up, the wide swing comes through, and it is MOUZ to indeed just stop this one before things get too problematic. Torji back to Floppy, no response out of Complexity, not 1 kill, as that half-buy last round converts to 2 in a row.
Yeah, man. MR12 can be really punishing if you have a slow start, but one way back into it is you win the half-buy, and then you get around like this. Very clean stuff from MOUZ. They have a lot of money now on top of their op. Complexity, on the other hand, will actually have to save now. So there's a chance. MOUZ, Complexity are a little bit more even-handed when it comes to both sides on Vertigo. They put up very good sort of T and CT sides. MOUZ are looking forward to the T side, on the other hand. They haven't really figured that out on this new map.
Oy, 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 JT's new shoes. This one already a little muddied. Brolin had failed to kind of get the ball rolling out of the gate on ramp. Well, Torzi's op presence started to make a bit of a difference. But again, we are just talking pistols here, so Complexity get caught out jumping around down in the corner, tagging Torzi's one thing. Deagle's trying to find a home. And Brolin gonna make sure that they can't get close without casualties.
Oh!
Why not, huh? A little style points sprinkled in here as we go 3-5. MOUZ coming back quite quickly.
Not missing any more. Are we, Torji? So when we look at the multi-pronged attack on the ramp, you really want to see them, you know, I think approaching with Torji and Brolin. Instead of what feels like sometimes just Brolin. Because their mid-round re-aggressions on the ramp are, you know, it's like those flash retakes, the sliding out to try to get it back.
Liege hands off mouse and keyboard as the smokes pop, so there's no rush here on the A play.
There's a bit more support this time in the way of exertion.
Well, they almost catch him exposed on the crossover there. That could have been a kill for Brolin. I think they saw a glimpse of him, so they chuck another nade down. That will soften up a Liege. Susceptible to the M4 headshot now. But it's an AK on the front line here for Brolin. Oh, and the Liege's spray, not that far off. A lot of posturing going on as we hit the minute mark with Torzi's angle deep in middle, though. It's got to be a cautious approach from Grim. Meanwhile, a couple of rounds where there's no action on B, so Utility gets Torji back, takes half his health down. That's not bad. Floppy's patient, waiting.
Jump up.
Flash comes over, Jimpat jumps, and with it, the opening kill. So very nice util usage, back and forth. MOUZ makes it.
Now they know it's a B split, right? At least for that second 45. But the thing is, they can go back if they want to. Brolin, perfect position. to make sure you get the info to guarantee it's not going to be A in this round. Now the CTs can just sit and watch this. They have a distinct advantage. 5v4 and full information.
Torsi takes a more off angle. Not going to give anything to the counter pick that could be, but again, Halzerk not working with the AWP.
That's a massive call out.
Jimfat finds him on the edge of the wood. We do get that mid-split trying to come through, but Grim doesn't have that killer instinct just yet. Wants contact. Means Halzerk or someone else from ramps got to go big. Torsi turns over towards the climb up. We've still got the quad controlled. That's Jimmy swinging. Torsi overwhelmed. JT with the double kill. Crunch into the B site. 2 fights on 2 fronts, but MOUZ hangs on.
That was a very good effort, but every C2 move there is perfect. I mean, Jimfat plays his position so well. And I think that once Brolin makes his final move down the ramp and gets tucked, there's no way for Cole to screw up the rotations because they can't trick MOUZ into believing it's going to be an A split. Everything got spotted. And right here, Jimfat realizes like there is going to be an attack coming in, and that's what makes him such a good B anchor. He's just got a great intuition for exactly when he needs to fight, even if he can't see anybody.
Faster pace to this one. They're looking to just take over the ramp, but good on Torsi to get the opening kill.
This fight is so awkward sometimes, but he still wins it over top of Alish.
Good, right? We need Brolin kind of getting more active.
Yeah, and that's why he does fight there, because he's normally good on those weird angles.
Torsi comes back. Ooh, wanted second servings. Halzerk gives him a spoonful. And then Brolin slides forward with Xerxin because MOUZ know they've got the advantage. And that 5-0 start for Complexity has dried up. Majority alive to boot as MOUZ's CT side comes alive. Now in their last 2 showings, right, we're talking about MOUZ and Complexity locking in against one another. 3 matches so far in 2024. Last 2 both go 3 maps. The last 2 both began with a Vertigo win for Complexity.
Without that, who knows? And I really feel like after their loss versus Falcons, they probably had a serious discussion about, okay, listen, we cannot come in and chill no matter what. If they Complexity caught them yesterday, guarantee they actually take this one. But it feels like MOUZ are not taking Falcons lightly or any other teams, and I don't think they feel like they have the same aura coming out of the season, the first season, where it's like everybody they could beat at least once, you know. Especially before we get to the playoffs. That's sort of the final boss here for MOUZ. Right now, they're in their maximum comfort zone. Oh yeah, just like that, the lead vanishes. Even if you tie at the half, you just want to be the guys who won the last rounds, not the first ones.
Opening momentum. A moot point by round 12. Feeling a little friskier for the mid control this time. Grim is not ready for a fight. He's just here chucking nades, and so they jump him. Oh, they go in and isolate the utility support of the ramp fight. I mean, nice silver lining, at least Complexity did get one towards ramp, but you've lost mid control, and you didn't have what was that continuity and utility to scale forward off the frag. So they try something different, putting Halzerk over top of wall. Doesn't look like anybody's going to step back into this. There's a chance the Opera comes over, but Torsi's more concerned about the possibility of a B hit. Shuhei goes in off the flash, and the CT's just staying so active here. Maybe running a bit of a risk, but it all cues this up. Xerxin comes through to clean up, and it's another majority alive here for MOUZ as they find their groove on Vertigo.
They just haven't lost since winning that half-buy round, literally. It's like clockwork, man. It really is.
You know, if you got a spark, just pour gasoline on it. That's what Stunna taught me.
Okay, yeah. I wondered. That sounds like Outback advice.
I said, Stunna, what's the best way to start a fire?
That'd be a great, yeah, go ahead.
And he said, when no one's looking.
That's funny. That's funny.
Brolin peels back. Final round of the half. It's featuring Galils across the board here for Complexity.
When no one's looking. You don't even have to verify that he said that. You know he did.
Oh, Brolin.
It's that fight. Ugh.
He really wanted to get into sandbags.
Yeah.
Wanted to maybe redeem it from the pistol to end the half where things went awry.
And the site is it's understaffed.
Yeah. Looking like one of the better moments here for Cole just because it banks off of contact. And one of the few times MOUZ didn't actually go fighting down ramp since we've seen them progress with this momentum.
Oh, this walk around.
Nice climb from Shuhei. Floppy doubles down.
Okay.
And then Shuhei slides right back into the same angle, gets a double kill himself. That is his 3rd of of the round.
no.
Xertion out from elevator, and Grim is going to have to piece up a 1v2 with a minute to the clock and the bomb down on that railing. He gets one, but Shuhei delivers, and that is 4 frags for the IGL. That is 7 rounds straight for MOUZ, and Complexity's early momentum, nothing but stardust at the end of the half. Up straight, ready to rock and roll after the 5 rounds in a start mode. In just a burst like that, it felt like all their woes were gone. They were so excited after the Grim interviews, talking about newfound confidence off of the 3 wins they've had so far in Cologne, and then MOUZ gave them a reality check. Jim Pat busts them at the base of the B bomb sites, and MOUZ never looked in the rear view. Complexity in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, look at the half now, and you think that was probably close and a decent try into the half for Complexity, but little did you know they could have ended this with much more rounds, especially losing that half by. So pistol rounds are important for Complexity because they score at like 35%, and it's the map where they win the most. So a lot can come down to it. They've already won the first one, but unfortunately, that's only totaled them 5 rounds in the half. Can't help but assume they need a second as well. And MOUZ also get way more comfortable here on T side.
Oh, for sure. It's a common sight to see Halzerk here with Berettas on short, so shouldn't catch MOUZ off. Pretty mainstay of the CT pistol. It ain't pretty, but it is 2 kills to come out for Complexity. But the man advantage also opens a door for Jimmy.
Little sneaky Jimmy, slipping Jimmy.
A real slippery one this round. We get that huge transition over from the other two Ts. Of course, Floppy has to be extra careful. He cuts down Torji, gets gushed, and he would have seen the peek from Jimmy, surely, right, as he dies?
Bomb has been planted.
You'd think.
They might just jump on him. Brolin plays it perfectly, though. I think this is to prepare.
Tries to distract, tries to pull attention over. Jimmy takes a slightly wider angle. He gets his fight to CT and gets his 2 frags. Oh man, 2v3 post plant. JT just has to try to hammer it home. And, oh, he gets one! The jumping player falling back. JT
nice
killer instincts there, but the second frag's not. Jimpat sees the opening, takes the space, and closes down with 3 frags in the pistol.
Very, very good effort there from JT, but yeah, it's a round for MOUZ. That's what matters for them. And they really do have some massive problems on CT side, but they just don't on T side.
Oh, Jimmy lines up the drop off.
Of course, the second guy just comes right into his crosshair.
Nice, Jimmy! Like, I don't know how I don't kill him, man.
Little keyboard issue here for MOUZ. It's okay, you just smack it. Fixed.
Hulk smash.
And we jump back in. We jump back in.
They don't limp back in, they jump back in.
Complexity looking like they're having fun.
Mm-hmm. Tapping the side of the monitor. I've never done that.
Better tapping it than punching it.
Yep, 100%.
I like this new content ESL did here in Cologne. I'm not sure if you saw it with Shocks, with pro players rating rage moments.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
But based on like the other players from that region, right?
Yeah.
Where I told you about the Brazilian one?
No, I don't recall.
Where it was like Vinny to KNG.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, on a scale. Vinny being a 10, of course.
Yeah. Most toxic Brazilian player. Vinny. So which one were you talking about?
Oh, wait, no, sorry. This content was literally rage camera moments. Like Device punching the monitor, for example. Or Halzerk was featured in the video, surprise, surprise. And he was, punching his leg 4 times.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
I'm not a very particular person, but one thing I never do is I never touch my monitor with my finger.
That's what all the players said. You never touch it at all?
Like the
screen itself. No, that gives me anxiety.
I remember we were with Dinko in Sweden a couple months ago.
And he went to poke.
And he was like pointing at something on a web browser.
Just touching it.
And he was like touching it. Ugh.
For me, the monitor
trying to create little galaxies. You know what I mean?
The monitor is like an eyeball.
Yeah.
I don't touch it unless I really have to.
Yeah, who pokes their own eyeball? You want to keep it as clean as possible.
Go fishing around in there.
That weirds me out.
That's Dinko for you. Halzerk with one eye, stares down the ramp, and tags 2. Here we go. Listen, you're the scout of the round. You got SMGs all around you. 2 tags out of the gate like that is the perfect setup.
Almost job finished already. There's 4 SMGs here. They are super happy to hear about this news.
Almost job finished. I love your optimism.
Yeah, for sure. You know me.
Ton of utility still for Shuhei to call around, so let's see what MOUZ do in the face of a little bit of adversity. 2 scout tags. We hit a minute. MOUZ play as a pack, grouping up. Halzerk right now is alone on A.
I think this call is so good from Shuhei. I mean, going back in the scout, of course, could only get them killed, but an explode up towards A, I feel like this would be the lesser stack site. I think they queued into that.
They go all in off it.
And a retake on A, that's probably not happening. So let's see. There are more CT options now to push and get in faster.
T's going through all the appropriate motions with the utility. Trade frag from Elige is the only real wonky thing for MOUZ to deal with. He can't come back in for the second side of the peak. And so because of the util, yeah, I think that's a fantastic call.
Yeah, that's a Shuhei classic right there.
Fantastic.
If you're Halzerk, of course you sit there, full ramp control. You've got your tags, no one can peek you again. And if for MOUZ, they think, well, the obvious thing for us to do is go over towards B site. And so since it's obvious, of course, Complexity, they're probably going to stack there on the stairs. They happen to play in MP9 behind the half wall to play. There's a number of spots where the SMGs are very strong there. So it seems more brave to go towards the A site, but it'd be way less likely to stack it. So that'll be 9 now.
No. 9 in a row.
Oh my God. Man.
In case you needed to be
something
reminded.
it brought up was that Complexity don't do huddles.
Yeah, it's one of the weird things that they are the only team that I can really think of that never do a huddle before a match goes live.
And like, what's the #1 thing Complexity are missing? Team spirit.
Team spirit.
Team spirit. You know?
Camaraderie.
Yeah. That's the #1 criticism for Complexity from the outside. And it's like, a huddle shows that, you know, it's like no matter what happened yesterday, no matter what's going to happen today, we're in this together.
Yep.
And you just don't get that out of them.
You don't need to be friends to win Counter-Strike, but you want to be friends when you lose.
Yeah.
And going into a match where the outcome's uncertain, little huddle might go a long way in case the loss comes through. You know, it's just a humanizing thing.
And the fact is, man, being a pro player, being any player,
Sure.
you're going to lose more games than you win, unless you're the top 5 teams in the world in any given month, you know? You have to be able to suffer tons of losses. And you also can't just fold like a lawn chair when you lose to 1/2 buy when you're up 5-1. There ain't nothing more to that than good spirits.
Surgeon looking for it. They try to peek before fire fades. Little surprise attack, I think. Nets them 1 kill. Not bad. Brolin waits back. As an MP9 here from JT pressed against it. A half buy back the other way would do a lot of good for Complexity. But Torji's got other ideas. 14 frags secured. Floppy in the 1v3. Has managed to get past 1, but they're all over him, and they'll close down from that point forward. Triple kill from Torji, just when things looked like maybe Cole could rob a round away.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like Complexity could buy a round at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic round from Torji. You can barely see the first player, and then comes back in off the corner of the smoke for the next.
Nice working, boys. I love to see that.
And talk about the contrast, I think, between MOUZ and Complexity. If we do want to kind of beat them down on team spirit and camaraderie, MOUZ just incredibly group of young players.
That's what they mastered right away.
Yep.
They mastered that years ago.
I asked Bubsky earlier today if you could join one team, who would it be? And he said MOUZ. And he said because of the lack of ego, because it's a real unit. Nobody's trying to be bigger than any one other player. It's not about that. It's about the team, the results. And I think that one of the reasons they do hit so hard is because they have each other's backs.
It's like a total contrast, right?
Grim sat in middle, waits 5v4. MOUZ just playing their options, sending Jimmy out to do his thing on B. They get the climb up here from Shuhei. Jumping over the box, gets dinked. That's good damage from Grim at least, but Sershin activates. The extremities start to move out. Jimmy felt resistance, Sershin did not, so they do start to move over to the A play, and Halzerk at the moment just kind of utilitied out of the zone.
They're not playing outside the perimeter, so exertion just is a nightmare for them. They feel like they have to sit in place. The T's can come over. He's made the move. He's made the move.
Yeah, we get the smoke over towards short arch. Sershin crossing into the site. Looking for those headshots as he does. It's JT to just emerge. And Brolin and Jimmy take it right back. So any little bit of success for Complexity just gets stomped out so fast. A little peek from the CT halls. Brolin just gonna show some skin, keep them back, make sure nobody can come through and stop Jimmy. Bomb plant, and we're talking about 11 rounds straight.
Dude, 11 rounds straight. Not a single player from Complexity has 10 kills yet. They started 5-1 in this game, and at least looked like he was about to have a map and a half. Now he's even negative. Wow. Nice lurk from Zershin, and nice lurk from Jimpat on the second pistol to recover in situations. So
Yes.
they did a good job on this T side of like keeping options open towards the end. Will JT be the first to get 10 kills here? Here's his chance, maybe.
Shuhei, you are just ratty. Flashbang pressure.
There it is.
Oh, they hang on. They hang on for good measure. 4 MOUZ members down and 2 saves out of Complexity.
Okay, listen, that was not a bad save, and I think that actually allows them to fully buy this round with lots of grenades. Kind of said that in Italian, with lots of grenades.
And they got a lot of grenades, yeah.
Jimmy, my favorite Italian CSGO player.
Is that a Gaji, a classic Evo Pro? you go. Soften him up. If you can't beat him, nade him. Floppy doesn't jump on the chance, as I think that Molotov just blew up in the sky. Fireworks. Oh, careful now.
Yeah, be very careful. Oh my gosh, okay.
Torzy feeling like a ticking time bomb. Falzer keeps giving him that chance.
They're pulling back to reassess. I wonder how Complexity are reading the map right now. They haven't gone for really deep control of anything so far. They're waiting for the exec to come to them. I think MOUZ are just hoping some aggressive option comes out. The damage on Jimpat, I mean, they were targeted grenades, but I don't think they, they're unconfirmed damage a little bit. So as far as Complexity are concerned, they haven't done anything quite yet. They're just on even footing here with MOUZ. And they've established full ramp control. CTs need to take back ramp control. You need to call it out. You never call it out. You never get the rotations. You're never there in time.
Here we go. But
30 seconds, man.
a bit too late.
They're not even in a position to rotate because they aren't sure.
Floppy. There's a Molotov out there on Shuhei, so you'd think it's destined for him. But he's able to hang on to his position, gets blown away by Brolin. He hit the dink and he sets up JT, but then Grim comes out from smoke and it looks winnable here for Complexity. After 11 rounds out of MOUZ, will they finally put another on the board, or is Zershin just going to break their hearts? He doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the bomb, and so Cold Dew sprinkled in a 6th.
Oh. Kill maybe after time, right on the second? I'm not sure right there. He's got a little bit of money left over.
3150 for
right.
Zershin.
This is a great hold from an individual perspective. They get the dink off. Of course, Jimmy's damage matters, but it's one where they're sort of just, it's all resting on whether or not their side players hold it down.
That was after time.
It was after time, okay.
Yep, confirmed.
Okay, they made it pricey.
Yeah, but leave it to MOUZ to win a round.
Yeah, and
with another half buy.
And it was pricey for Cole too, so they can't afford to lose to a half buy. I mean, they broke the streak. 11 rounds straight.
It's a silver lining. And a golden opportunity. Flashes over the top. Floppy peeks out, gets his damage against Shuhei's jumping Mac 10. But that's the only thing he saw, right? One player getting beyond wood. We get the rotates coming through. Complexity looking to bolster this. 2 eyes in mid, just in case there's a split. It's not the case. And so MOUZ just look to pound through the site. Floppy hangs on. And still Shuhei trying to get that Mac 10 active. Hanging on with a little bit of health. Brolin's Tech 9 toppled. Shuhei's jumping SMG delivers, but it's a good rotation. It's an original hold from Floppy. He doesn't falter. He hangs on to his bomb site, and Complexity can start to play the catch-up game.
Yeah, they're shooting really good right there, and they do also win with 3, so it keeps their money up. They get the op this time around. They survived. They had good counter flashes to interrupt that first layer of exec. MOUZ did not want to have to wait and then go for that again because they were low on grenades. So really well-placed utility here for Complexity. This is Jimmy at EDC. Not doing any drugs in the bathroom right now.
Definitely not. Kisses, bro.
Oh, it's like 7 minutes in heaven or whatever it is.
Yeah, but nobody wants to hang out.
I still don't know the number because no one's ever played that with me.
Is it 11 minutes in heaven? 7?
No one's played it with you either, huh? Loser.
They always just ask for 20.
Do we have to have a timer?
Please don't leave. Can I get your number?
All right. Good etiquette from Jimmy here, closing the bathroom doors.
Yeah, but he left the seats up. What an animal.
Yeah. Connor shaves his head if they win this round.
I think the rest of Complexity lose all their hair if they lose this round.
Oh, his gun's sticking out.
It's Dinked by the Glock, but it's fine. All's good. JT's got rotators to come over, so I hope that MOUZ had an enjoyable powwow, talked out whatever they had to. As you could have expected, this one gets swept away. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're tuned in from North America.
Yeah.
You're thinking, nice, Complexity, back in the game. They've only got 3 rounds until things are tied, but it was an 11-round streak from MOUZ. Okay, so Complexity needed much more than a couple of anti-Glock rounds to get that confidence back, all right? Not even Complexity believe in this yet.
They broke the streak on a good rifle round. Then they won with a half buy. Then they got an eco out of it. Now it's going to be another sort of real hard test. Halzerk up front. And oh my God, the peek from Shuhei is so careful because his teammate already goes by and doesn't get shot. He could have been lazy on that. That could have been an opportunity for Halzerk. Yeah, but instead it's a bullet in the dome.
Shuhei.
JT's just dying.
Oh my God,
he was sitting in the molly.
Forced him out. Nade finds him. We know Shuhei's that's your teammate.
Relax, Torji.
Liege on the chase. Zershin hangs on for a bit. They're starting to sense that they can go overwhelm that B site. Odds are it is just Floppy, and it is indeed. No utility support. No flashbang to come out from middle. Nothing here to help Floppy. It is all him and a wood wall between the rest of the MOUZ players. They're going to soften him up, spray him down. Just such an unsafe position, unfortunately. Torji's able to turn back. Liege will not win that flank, and so Grim is left to go for the save. Yes, they get a few in a row, but back to the gun rounds, back to reality, and back to the MOUZ winning ways.
Okay, no save here for Grim. Very expensive, but still a position for Cole to buy. They just somehow now have to make this comeback happen here in the second half. And as soon as the second test comes in the second half, they fumble it.
I have to leave. I just have to leave. It doesn't sound like they're progressing. It doesn't sound like they're progressing really. One guy right.
Yeah, that's a tough way to die for Halzerk. It's you know, perfect one bullet peek there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, Shuhei could have skipped the protocol there.
Yeah.
Could have been a little lazy. Zershin gets softened up pretty badly here, 10 HP. As he was sitting inside smoke, so grenade usage looking good for Complexity. It's only 4 rounds. That's what an optimist would say. Halzerk.
Yeah, it's good that they're getting info here on the ramp. I mean, they do need to do this. Man, one molly would make such a massive difference in this position because they have the sense that somebody's over here on the right in this default.
JT's got it over towards B site though, so that won't be a part of this.
Nice.
Good peek from Halzerk. Working alongside Liege, and he hits his follow-up. So round 21 is an instance of Halzerk's success.
I know why MOUZ waited, because they normally have not stuck around to keep eyes down ramp, but this time they do with Halzerk, and look what it nets them. A kill and a half.
Jimpat closes in.
Yeah, careful.
Man, how many times are you going to give Jimpat this space?
Yeah.
You can't respect it. Molotov back quad. Jimmy's got him locked in. Floppy smoked away. But his teammate hadn't left entirely. We get this walk back from JT, trying to add himself into the B site, trying to do anything to keep Floppy alive back on quad, which he will. JT offers a lifeline. Floppy just still trying to stay alive as Grim even rotates in. Liege is down, Floppy's dead, and oh, MOUZ, 4 seconds. Torzi gonna try to go for the frags here. It's no peek from the second to guarantee it, and it's Halzerk's USP to finish what he started. Complexity. It's only 3 more rounds.
It's only 3 more rounds, and that's another good one. And you know, being optimistic, hey, they only need 4 rounds. Being realistic, they needed to take more map control, and on this round they did do that. They stuck around on the ramp long enough to see a fight. They countered the fact that MOUZ were going to come in late. They stuck to their guns. They didn't just fall back for no reason. And if they keep that sort of attitude, it feels like that's going to be one of the solutions they need to make this comeback possible. And on the other part of this that's also nice is now that MOUZ spend this money, well, it won't be full 3 rifle rounds in a row. They've bought to broke here right now. The MOUZ are defaulting pretty much every round, you know.
It's a different setup with Halzerk on B. It was a chance. But a missed shot. Gives MOUZ an inkling that this A setup's going to be a little different. Still this forward presence from Complexity, but not looking to take overt risks. Xertion more than happy to slide through utility in these kinds of moments. More than happy to take the fight to the defense. A bottle to the chest of JT, a peek off of the sandbags. Now Elijah stranded, and Shuhei double headshots. Just like that, this newfound A setup with no op included gets owned. MOUZ 5 strong, 2 wounded, but a couple Complexity players able to push through smoke and gain these angles. There is still something for them to work with, fighting off of the back foot. Shuhei puts his 3rd into the kill feed. Halzerk's hanging on. 2 kills. And as he doubles back, he is safe to wrap round. Cautious that someone's in sight, but it is that Brolin flank that could be the end-all. Oh, he misses. And so this 2v5 gets equaled out. Halzerk's looking for more, but a missed chance from him is the end of Complexity here on map 1. Trying their damnedest after the 5-0 start. MOUZ's resilience shines through. It's a different looking MOUZ than that faced Falcons yesterday. This one kept clean.
Stage 2. It is not death's doorstep exactly for Complexity, but it would have been a nice match to win. To book their ticket right to stage 3. Yeah. So let's see what happens now. Let's MOUZ start off on the T side. 7-1 odds.
Oof, that's a 37.5% win rate for Complexity on Nuke. However, their worst loss ever at Thunderpick on this map. Beat by who?
MOUZ.
13-3. Last matchup, a 13-6. Chev and Jay taking us through it. Ooh. Xertion gonna have to observe from the sideline. JT gets that 1 tap. It was looking good for a moment, but now this A site has already been taken over. Floppy comes through with the frag to Brolin. Just didn't look like he was able to disengage from the outer smoke. Floppy then tries to get in. Good flank here from Grim. Oh, the Berettas almost get away from him, but the problem being bomb planted. And Torzi looking to lock it off. We've got no kit for the CTs. Bomb planted on main side, so Torji will be able to peek in when he decides to.
Fake tap.
He calls it. Now back onto the bomb. JT's sticking this one. Torji, it's all about the timing, and he won't be able to win the first fight. Doesn't get a peek at the diffuser. Grim is the man of the hour. Coming through in Hut. Even if he didn't get that second kill himself, Mohan, he had him scared.
Yes.
Dual Berettas come stampeding out into the bomb site, and Complexity retake for pistol.
That's no joke, man. It's so loud, and there's so many bullets. You just feel like you're about to die, like no matter what, and it can definitely throw you off.
Let's go. Good shit.
Okay, nice start here. On an unlikely map here for Complexity. Buy-up comes in from both sides, of course. Not the end of the world for MOUZ, as they did get the bomb plant.
It's going to take more than a pistol loss to deter MOUZ from the confidence they have on Nuke, but Elige, maybe that'll help. Gets dinked. Offers one back. Excuse me. Floppy dropping down into B sites and hanging on a little bit. Just at the base of ramp, looking to come back in to join Halzerk on a bit of a foray.
Careful on this.
Ooh, gets punished. Halzerk, a one and done. Brolin comes through with his, and with it, man advantage now in the hands of MOUZ, but still some work to be done.
Double heaven, and I don't know, they're waiting for it. They're not running and crossing this line.
JT all the while. Oh,
he comes
what?
down. Okay, and JT, oh, a fast step from JT. They hurt him. Uh-oh, that's a huge mistake, too.
Brolin looks back, hits his dink, and things go from bad to worse for Complexity. Just when they thought they had a little wiggle.
Nice me.
And so it begins.
It's like 5-1, but 1-0.
Yeah. off the 4v5 to boot. But if Complexity can force buy back and win this round, then suddenly their spirits will be so high, surging in the face of adversity, coming together as 5 men on a common goal to win and to do it as brothers.
Together as brothers.
Complexity Gaming. Together forever. And ever. And ever. One of the longest standing rosters in Tier 1 Counter-Strike at the moment.
Trying to see how this situation distills before we talk about anything else, because Floppy is about to have a swing coming in. Nice one.
A Floppy 5-7 can be felt around the world, but Torzi makes sure he's not able to jump back over the railing, and so, you know, nice breakdown by Bubsky on the desk. In between maps, talking about how Shuhei in these moments kind of slows down the pack, gathers, doesn't get deterred by, say, Hulzerk's scout over towards ramp on Vertigo specifically. And I feel like this is another one of those moments where let's keep an eye on his calling. Where does he put his pieces? Avoid the hiccups.
Late squeaky's always a great option. 5-7 comes out. Shuei's a little bit ahead of this.
Yeah, that timing from Shuhei is what gets Grim down. Oh, nice shot from Hulzerk. That's a problem.
Oh.
JT off the ladder. 5 men coming together for Complexity to best MOUZ as brothers. That's what it's supposed to be.
15
Shuhei.
seconds. There's actually no time to go downstairs.
Surely,
Might be
Shuhei.
too hard to plant upstairs. Flash, and actually...
Done. Surely. Done.
Okay.
No bomb plant denied in the last second. Complexity. It's a reason to celebrate. And look how happy they are.
Yeah, amazing. You ever seen that Sopranos meme that's it's Christopher and Paulie? And,
Nope.
And Christopher goes, Paulie, you ever just feel like nothing good ever happens to you? And then Paulie goes, and nothing did, so what?
That's this round?
That's how I feel watching Complexity sometimes.
Oh.
And nothing ever did, so what?
Should be jubilation.
Yeah. And it is a lot about perspective, right? Like to some teams, that would be a massive opportunity. Imagine if 9Z won that round. It would lose their voices.
Bubsky told me it's all perspective. Everything.
It is true. That's what Nietzsche said. Perspectivism is the only ism.
Liege allows the cross. There's a lot of bodies making it over here for MOUZ. All 5 of them down the secret steps. They're going to run fast. Going to try to challenge the rotation timing, but we've got Floppy locking into Dark. JT dies. Torzi, stop team killing.
He loves team killing on this map.
Ooh,
Nice
double
one.
kill out of Floppy. That's what they needed. Bomb to the back of the sights. And as the hands are busy on Shuhei, it'll be another clutch attempt from him, but one he should really not get much in. Well done from the ramp player to disengage, not offer a 1v2 instead. They double up on the single door. Bomb planted back silo. Shuhei will not be able to stop them. Complexity comes out. Grim, single point of health. That's all he needs. They go up 3-1.
Nice. 3 up and 3-1 here for Cole as they land on their feet, and MOUZ are putting together all these buys off the plants no matter what. Torzi with another nuke TK, but it was on a player who was very low. Who's the ability to camp the vent in this position?
Oh, it was Zershan's fault then. He got in the way.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm looking
Yeah. Why you standing in front of me, bro?
Feels like they've gotten out of the murkiest of waters. Complexity with a chance to stabilize. Don't let it slip. They talked about newfound confidence here at Cologne after their 3 consecutive wins against Attacks, Eternal Fire, and Virtus Pro. They've given themselves a great chance to get into the Lanxess for the organization's very first time. It's a lot of Counter-Strike for Jason Lake and Complexity, but it's always been heartbreaking Cologne. This round, Complexity dodge any threat of all that jazz. 4-1, nice and smooth.
And no plant this time.
Are you telling me things are getting better for Complexity Laundry?
They are. They are. I want to say they're looking more like Vertigo, but that could be a bad thing. We'll see.
Yeah, Vertigo was this kind of kickoff from Floppy, Elige, and from Grim, right? 5 rounds deep, I was trying to sing the praise of the trio of riflers. I sat there saying, oh, it's all coming together. The floor has risen. Just a bunch of Rizzlers. But then that floor, that very same floor we highlighted, fell out from beneath them. And despair sinks in. MOUZ back to the gun round. We get Jim Pat on the receiving end of a 2-player push. They know what they wanted.
Oh,
Jimmy.
Pat.
3 kills out of the corner. Brolin stops JT. Complexity signed up for a fight. They didn't realize it was one-sided.
Just Elite 5 alive. Jimmy, take a bow. Uh-oh.
Nice, Jimmy. Seek round.
Seek round.
We could repeat, Camille.
They didn't clear him.
We could repeat.
The fact that he turns that onto the HUD player, too.
Ice cream's so good.
Finland's so good.
Finland's so good. Helsinki Jimmy. I don't know if that's where he's from.
Espoo Jimmy.
Espoo Jimmy.
As if y'all needed a reminder as to how good Jimmy is. And absolutely wild, too, that Jimmy pulls off as much as he has, because we thought Frozen departing MOUZ was really going to be kind of this gap that they couldn't fill. And, you know, Shuhei comes through. Frozen departs. Oh no, what will come of this plucky ragtag gang of young gamers? And they find Jimmy. How does MOUZ do it over and over?
That's the golden question. And the even more goldener question is, will they get 2 in a row off of the back of a round like that? Here's one where Complexity have a little bit less to go with. They tried to go with an aggressive option. It would have been nice to build some momentum off a play like that, you know? Tell MOUZ they're here to game. Get 5 off the back of it. Ramp is going to be a little bit weak, man. It's actually open entirely. They started secret with Floppy and have left this open to be taken. This is the perfect call for Shuhei. Man, I wonder if they just read that. If they read the money so well that they could see this coming, or if it's just a gamble call.
Oops.
But Shuhei dies upstairs, okay. So they don't know everything that's going on, but they are right. It is time to go down. And eventually Floppy's going to get pulled back. I mean, I guess he could get this kill at least first.
It's a sketchy duel to go back into.
I think this speeds him up lower, though. There's no one clocked there. Going downstairs, there's no rotations here for the CT side.
No vent drop as of yet. Floppy has to walk down.
Now, conversely, there's no decon or control side taken over, but Floppy goes for an initial kill, and there's just no one else here. Now control side gets taken over. No retake utility. They could frag their way out of this one, but Brolin has to die first. See what happens now. They double up with him.
His first contact against JT, instant headshot, sees a little leg, and softens him up. There goes Hulzerk off of this one. Jimmy down to 37 health, caught out by Grim, crossing over the rafters. Bomb planted along the wall. If they can hold decon, it's all good. Oh, and they will.
Okay.
Elige able to hold off. We said they had to come through with just the guns. No utility for the retake, but Complexity, a welcome sight. Frag out.
Yeah, it was.
A smirk.
Yeah.
A smile.
That's nice. Great cover from Elige. I am in shock that they actually win this round after, you know, no one's downstairs. They spot Floppy inside a secret without that duel coming down. And they are moderately happy about that one.
Good kill from Grim.
That will be a 5th. Ramp was the right play. Shuhei went and, you know, died trying to poke into upper. So I think it might have been just a nice gamble from them on the fact that there was no op, and thought they won't try anything aggressive this time. Let's punish them for it.
Really scary if you're Complexity. You know, you leave a gap open,
Yep.
and all of a sudden it's instantly punished. Like, they were that deep down on B.
They were that deep down on B, and there was not even a turnpike player on CT side. So there could have been a, you know, lurk upstairs to hell. A lot could have gone wrong, but it didn't. And it was a 10-second stick.
See if this A site gets targeted this time around. Thing is, Grim's been doing a good job of locking it down. More than one body on this A floor. Molotov for Floppy. He's got to give it up. Hut at least isn't mollied, so it's an easy fallback. Oh my god, it seems so. Floppy finds one, keeping his head down and hanging on.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful follow through from Floppy. He goes up 3 kills deep. Shuhei into the clutch. It's a single bullet to drop Floppy above, but as he slides out, he goes down. Good first protocol on the molly, but the fact that they just jump onto the hut gave him sanctuary.
Yeah, definitely. There was a second molly here as well, but yeah, it just expired by the time they were fully out. Floppy plays off this angle beautifully. And an amazing 3rd peak. That was just time to act. They didn't have time to throw out any counter utility.
Is that weird that they don't Molotov Hut at the same time as Mustang?
Didn't they do both?
Hut was never mollied.
Oh, it was never mollied. Oh.
They did Vents and Mustang.
Okay.
Maybe something missed. Fast. Oh, so fast.
All right.
That's just disrespectful. Halzer comes in with the help from heaven. We've got that Vent player almost cleaned up. No way they hang on. This can't be real. Not around like this. You know Complexity can't take it.
Think about the, like, how brash this call is from Shuhei after they get shut down upstairs. On the last round, they don't even give Complexity time to think. They go for the exact same hit, faster with less guns, and win.
They drop a smoking just in case Hut would have been mollied as well, but it wasn't. Complexity just kind of left the door open. Elise trying to come through, and he gets shut down by Brolin. Ooh.
Oh, he could have actually won that if he cleared out opposite vent a little bit more carefully.
That one leaves a mark.
I feel like the best way to ruin the atmosphere is to, like, just don't kill Elige. You know, like, let him be last.
Okay.
Yeah, because then if it's not... Because then if he has no idea how it happened, then everyone might be in trouble.
Just force him to pick up the slack every round.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Nice call, Camille.
Yeah, these calls are crazy, actually.
Yeah, kill Halzerk first and Elige last.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you'd get
That's
it
the
done.
formula to raise chaos. And just like that, we are talking about Complexity. Very broke.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's 6 rounds of a CT side. It's a couple solid moments, whether that's a retake down lower or just an abrupt hold up on A. But all that thrown back into question.
Floppy had a nasty hold last round, for what it's worth. But
It's the last quarter of MOUZ's T side, and they're looking to double their rounds.
I swear, forcing it to 0, it doesn't work. So even when the full buy comes, you don't have that much money. Unless, of course, they win. Unless, of course, they win on this side.
Oh, that's all they have to do then.
Yes.
Why didn't you say so sooner? Little cache of flashbangs. And another A hit queued up. Is Hut set ablaze this time around? Yes, sir. There we go. And with it, they get the entry. So nobody able to hang on. Sershin double kill entry, just perfection coming out of MOUZ. And now that force buy is going to feel a little foolish because you got nothing out of it.
Yeah, maybe they did miss that molly.
I'm willing to say they did, yeah.
I thought I saw them line it up, and then
it was
just the molly.
Just above the door was on fire because of the one up in the rafters.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
Floppy gets 2 kills from up there, so surely that played into it.
Hard to know what Shuhei wants to do next. In this game, it's been 3 upper hits back to back.
Man, this is ratty. You're going to catch him on the save because you've boosted a player into heaven. Jimmy doesn't capitalize on fragging versus JT, so Jimmy Jimmy is a humble man. He'll let you go. No hard feelings. Just here for the trophy, that's all.
That's like when Hisoka said to Gon that, why don't you use your fishing rod? You can use your fishing rod. You can just keep that.
Oh, and remind me again, why didn't he use his fishing rod?
Because he wanted to beat him on equal terms.
Of course.
Prove that he was good enough to win.
How did I forget that?
So that's massive respect out of Jimmy.
Man, that was a really key part of the plot line in that show that we both watched.
We're going to get him on it one day.
The remnants of the force buy in the round prior. A Fomason at MP9 between JT and Flopzilla. The MOUZ killer. Nothing for Elige, nothing for Grim. So Pistols try to get a little frisky. Pistols meet MOUZ. Oh man, even Torzi's approach is just extra cautious. And we kind of said even coming into the series, or you did rather, that, you know, the Falcons game and the loss on Vertigo could have kind of snapped MOUZ out of it a little bit, had woken them up.
Because they're trying to avoid Dallas. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trying to avoid Dallas, and then obviously they jump into EWC to kick off this season. They quoted, of course, just kind of like a bit of burnout and a lack of practice ahead of Dallas. They wanted a little time off before an event. That time off clearly didn't do them too well. They end the first half of 24 on a low note. They start the season at EWC. Looked solid. A couple of weird map losses, but they ultimately lose to Na'Vi. No shame in that. We don't get them at the blast groups. They come to Cologne. Falcons beats them. That's a red flag. The fact that they laughed it off and have bounced into their next game for a chance at a confirmed playoff spot, it's all water under the bridge as far as MOUZ are
It was just
concerned.
a map at the end. And yeah, I mean, for MOUZ, like this year, you know, between Shanghai, Cologne, these are the two biggest events that they want to be able to make it into the stadium to silence everybody who says that they're only going to perform in a studio environment. They've already proved all of that. And at Dallas, they didn't even make it to the crowd.
What I love too is that we're gearing up for like what's been the best look for FaZe in a few events, and this asterisk that's still next to the rise of MOUZ. Can Shuhei ever best Kerrigan when it matters? Hulzerk, dead. Blown away by Brolin, 11 and 6. And he's got Shuhei right behind him if they wanted to keep going. But they've got a CT already isolated downstairs. And MOUZ, of course, as they always do, will just slow down into a more comfortable setup. Just bask in the glory that is the MOUZ team play.
Yeah, no kidding. Always someone to trade, always options open, lots of safety. And this spot, Jimmy surely gets caught off guard as Lobby gets taken over, and they'll be wondering why he's waiting for a ramp push, but it's actually sort of not going to give them the full story. They think they're going to come back to Lobby, but in reality, they're going up into heaven. I don't know if the CTs are ready for this.
Doesn't look like it.
No, they just think it's lower, man.
Two players downstairs.
I think Jimmy was going to flank from ramp into lower as well.
Makes a lot of sense. That's what we talk about with options open. And they did leave Torji towards Secret in case there was a push on that other end. Doesn't happen.
At this point, you know, Cole could get some kills here because it's unclear where they are as well. But the bomb's going to go down. Heaven's taken over.
Man, JT
has no idea how this happened.
Plays a dangerous game against Xerxin, who all things considered has had a pretty quiet map. But as JT tries to get up there, Xerxin just blasts him off the ladder. Sit down. Who do you think you are?
Last round, got to go for it.
Floppy's going to have to get up the vent. A very difficult job, but he takes the place of Grim. Elige has come over from the lobby flank all the way from ramp, and it's a long road all for naught. Beautiful recovery out of MOUZ, much like back on Vertigo. 4 rounds in a row to close this one out. It was a wobbly start because of the force buys back and forth, but it feels like MOUZ yet again with momentum. Opening punches offered up by Complexity, a little bit of pizzazz as they bounced back from MOUZ's round 2 forced by win. It felt like they had survived a nice early test, but then we get that streak of 4 round wins in a row out of the MOUZ camp, Mohan. And yet again, you've got MOUZ riding a high that could lead them into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit harder here on Nuke, where maybe it was easier to precipitate that a comeback could happen, but Complexity tried desperately to hold on CT side, and that's probably where it was most important. T side will be, that much more difficult. MOUZ should only be more comfortable for now.
Good gush. Torsey hanging on with 16 health here. Grim's going to keep him locked in behind a red.
Oh, they want him out of here so bad.
But as long as he holds that position, he's going to give shots. Oh, they're going to...
Oh, they missed the molly.
Wow, dude.
Oh my god. They got another gush, but they missed the molly. Oh, there it is.
Spreads a little late, but they get there. Of course, MOUZ were hoping that one of the other 2 CTs out here would get a chance to fire back. Not looking likely. Complexity going to be more than happy to sweep away the first 3 frags of the second pistol. Brolin in with Berettas, gets tapped back by Elige. 4-member play from Complexity to skate through this A site. A sigh of relief for Complexity as they pick up the second pistol.
Right, okay. That's really good pistol shooting here for Complexity. Rootin' tune for the stars. And the molly spread is perfect for the back of red if they come and swing it as well. He threw the molly that sort of covered both options if they're tucked in the Tetris or if they're behind the red, but didn't just go out wide enough. They kind of just needed one that was a bit more raw.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Don't do it to him, MOUZ. Don't do it. JT not too concerned about a little bit of Deagle spam. Instantly down the secret stairs. Elige going to hang on to top main. While the other 3 Complexity members still sit inside of lobby to some degree or another. JT keeps that pressure up. Jimmy slipped forward into the trophy room. Ooh. Strong position for the Finn. So Elige's top main contact to pull the first one off. Bomb gets dropped, but Elige has the trade frag. All looks good. Jimmy activates the flank. Grabs himself an AK. Brolin down in vents. Gonna try to slide up while they're not looking. Oh, and Floppy gets into the site to go for the plant, but then JT offers a frag back. Elige is doing everything that's asked of him. 3 kills into the round, and it opens just enough space for Floppy to try to cross along the wall. Brolin down to 18 HP, grabs the AK, goes for the save. If not for Elige, then who saves the day? A classic tale of Complexity.
Yeah, it's a good question. But you know what? He is hired to save the day. And Jim Pat Bubsky brought up the point that, when it does go bad and there's a good start and Elige brings you those frags, the moment that he tapers off a bit, there has to be someone there to help him. So, 70% of the time it should and has to be Elige because he has the most space, the most experience, the most confidence, and the most skill. But then the other 30% time, it has to be his teammates, right? There has to be someone there to make up for it. It's the nature of being a rifler as well. Your job is more volatile. Like if you were an opper, you could have good stats every game, like all year round, if you were as good as Elige, because you have such a good gun and you have so much setup and everything like that. But there's like Nico is basically the only rifler in the history of the game that can just be consistently great every game, both sides, opening kills and closing like Elige does, and not really needs a lot of babysitting. But Elige is close to that, but he's not even quite at that level. Oh, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Nice. Spotted. Floppy keeping the pressure up from inside lobby. Oh boy, Zershin was in the smoke. He gets his hands onto the AK. He lights up 2 more.
Oh no.
For real? Zershin. They crossed past him. And you could see the second T just getting scared because all of a sudden there's somebody amongst his pack of players. Chimpat off of the top of hut. It is heartbreak queued up for Complexity.
Ooh, that's not the way to go. Exertion on the perfect timing.
Man, I hope we have a replay of that from a top-down or just straight up from Xertion's perspective, because you can see the panic that it instills in the Complexity core.
They're spamming him down through Squeaky as well, and they don't clear it close left inside of Mini. Foppy up, last alive, about to die. He'll go down.
Wow.
Rolling with one. Xertion with the heavy lifting.
Nice, boys. I don't know, I killed 3. Happened, though. Or should I spam them from getting...
Check this out. Xertion.
They don't clear it, and then, he finds his own timing. You know, if he just waits, they come and clear every angle, so...
How did he get in there? I saw his POV with smoke at some point.
But who?
Xertion. I swear we saw his...
Oh, it was outside Mini, yeah.
Okay.
Or...
In the replays, I just didn't see it. Thought he stood.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
maybe
see
he
it
pushed
there at
around
the
the one
end
on the
as well.
corner, but I know his POV was smoked at some point. I don't know how he pulls that one off.
Maybe you the smoking, Connor.
Oh! Xertion in the smoke. It was never a smoke. Complexity went up in smoke. And now all they have are Glocks.
Where do you rate this knife?
Well, can we get... Chev, can we look at Floppy for a second? Sorry to interrupt you. Does he have a knife with VOO's name on it? Oh, he's too twitchy.
Yeah.
Take it out.
Oh.
Ah, come on.
Oh. He switches a lot. He's got no utility. All right.
Ends up being the entry. Jimmy happy to hold the line alongside Torji. Ooh, all's good. Lock down the ramp with a single casualty. No big deal.
Like a
MOUZ.
knife lent to him from Vu?
Something like that, or like,
Name tag.
you know, something VOO.
What's that knife called? The Katy Perry?
The Kukri.
Kukri.
Close.
Right. How much they hate it vary. Kiss girls like Kukri
Nice, 4 life.
is the lyric.
Damn. Let's go, boys.
Right, boys. Gun back in for Cole. Remember, they had the momentum. Ooh, they had it. They had 2 hands on it. Ooh, and Shuhei not going to win the fight against the Liege as Brolin goes deep into Hut trying to chase.
Oh, he can wait out the molly. They're not going to test him.
Yeah, it spread, it touched him, tickled his feet. He falls back into the site. Sends a nade in deep.
I guess they got to be pretty happy they got the kill, they got out.
Well, they should be happy, Launders, but there's no guarantee that they are. 5v4. And a good chance to get back. A lead on the line. But what worries me is Elijah's low, and he's been essential for the Complexity success. Trying to stay alive with a passive silo angle, just making sure to keep the body tucked and the head low. And banking on the rest of Complexity to do something for him. Elige probably removed from it all. Main player gets pounced on. Grim just catching him by surprise. We've got damage done to the T's. Xertion swept away by the Hut peak. Very nice split from Complexity into the A site, and they get MOUZ a little distracted with that outer wall of smokes. Too many sets of eyes for MOUZ looking in that direction, and good call by JT to just pounce inside the site.
Yeah, the late Squeaky works beautifully. And then they put Liege top of Silo as well to stop the rotation coming out of Secret.
Stagger?
To stutter it. They want to stutter the rotation coming out of Secret. And he is really annoying from up there. Poking his head up, shooting at Secret. I think he even gets some damage.
A dink in the process. And you can see the main player just scrambled. Didn't know whether he should turn outdoors or worry more about Squeaky. And he found out. He found out real quick. Complexity. Not without a fight.
Yeah, man. That was a nice round.
They did not see that.
Still a very rich MOUZ after this one. But it's a strong call, it's a clean close, and everything that you want to see. It's weird because it is T-side, so you can't really look at this game and say, oh, Complexity are in some kind of strong position here. It's always going to be very scary for them to the bitter end.
Uh-oh. Halzerk looking for more nades. Elige on an early angle, almost finds Brolin.
Yeah.
Brolin's not having an easy time inside site, right? Gets tagged inside hut last round, has to kind of play a little more passive, now down to a quarter HP again.
I think that was the same idea that was used against Complexity at Blast Groups last week. Remember, it was J2 swung in front of it, and there was 2 guys waiting behind the molly inside of Secret, or Squeaky. And they get a lot of damage off on Brolin. That's nice, but his peak's a little bit more careful.
Well, they say you learn from losses. Complexity trying to pull one out of their sleeve. Torzi not going to miss his chance. His counterpart in Halzerk goes down.
And they just leave one and reset.
And Jimmy freed up into Secret to peek as he pleases. JT trying to find a dual outer. Yeah, disengages. Jimmy comes up, doesn't see it. Here we go again. Complexity walking it out from Squeaky. Brolin low, and Floppy's able to capitalize. Shuey got a one-tap. JT traded outer. And as Torzi takes to the heavens, fire at his feet. Oh, he dives on Floppy. Jumps and still stands. Grim pinch. Tier 2. MOUZ milk it on the A site and tie the game at 9.
Through the smoke, they get that kill. Oh, they were on to it. They had that full spread molly on Torzi. He had to hit it. In the 1 second he was alive in heaven.
Making the most of little. That is fire on the feet of the player in heaven, smoke in front of main.
Yeah. And you know what? It's a 5v4, and in this position outside,
it's open.
It looks like they were... Oh, they blew it open. Okay. Nicely done. That's nicely done. Bit more merit to the tactic now that happens.
Yeah.
But in this position where they have one big garage, one secret, and one player on the T side lurking outside, it looks like this is lost completely for Complexity. There's no way they're going to get these trades, but then they find the entries upstairs. So nice fight for MOUZ to bring that back, but of course you had to have Torzi make a decision there, and he decided to be aggressive. Instead of setting up for some kind of retake, he was hoping that they wouldn't watch him, and he was right. And just like that, you know, MOUZ were very wealthy last round, still put together the buy, and now it's Complexity who don't have much. They're really trying to take advantage of Brolin in front of Secret.
There's been a lot of fight coming out onto the A floor. Brolin, tries to hang on. He'll be good. Floppy Grim, JT.
All right.
Like that. And Torzi's missed chance, but Jimpat up in the rafters, dives back sight. They're in the open, and that welcomes the repeat from heaven. Torzi's a little insane.
Yeah, okay.
A little crazy.
Wow.
Complexity. There is something going on with this emphasis on Squeaky,
Yes.
but they're finding wins on A.
100%. I mean, this is even a round where they double up inside of Mini. They have Exertion here to start off the round with Brolin to support, and he gets pushed back. And another 5v4 situation. It definitely could have gone south, but look at the tracking, the trading, the target selection here for Complexity as they explode on the A site. It looks very powerful.
Here we go.
And now MOUZ are broke again. Or I should say fully broke this time.
The one dig that MOUZ have to work with, dead. I feel like JT, while we have had all this lobby to A floor play, has also just been a real nuisance outer. A few rounds he's served up a...
Oh, come on, that works?
No.
He pulled this timing off?
Shuhei.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all right.
No offense. Good.
Yeah, like they were just watching it.
Never happened. Brolin?
My God.
No.
They're going to turn around.
No.
They will turn around.
No.
Not going to get 3 kills. Just a USB.
No.
Not going to knife anybody either.
Nope.
Okay, there we go.
Not allowed. 2 CTs behind him. There's more where the first came from.
Nice.
Halzerk, good chance to pad the stats. Little tap on the shoulder from TC.
All right.
Complexity, you can start to feel something here because you're on 11.
Yeah, this is looking great
You're on
now.
11.
All of a sudden. Really didn't think this was going to be possible. The T-side comeback, but these last rounds have sold me. It's looking good. They're looking very powerful inside of Squeaky. The calls are looking strong. Their entry pathing and the trading are both there.
Honestly, this is the third strong start of a half that Complexity have put forward in the series. The 5-0 on Vertigo to begin. The CT side here on Nuke.
That's true.
And now enough to keep MOUZ on their toes. And MOUZ have held on to high spirits, but Round by round, Complexity inch closer to stealing Nuke. Something that has never happened in this head-to-head is Complexity besting them on this map specifically. It's why everything felt like we were getting led to a 2-0. But an uptick in performance when it absolutely matters most.
Oh man, that smoke and Squeaky gives them some time to try to fight into lower. Exertion will fall back, and it looks like he'll beat this timing. We don't know if they approach on a boost or if they're just going to swing. Oh, JT. That's a big one.
Tries to just rocket down into
That's
B.
massive.
Incendiary beneath Brolin. He can do nothing to help. Jimpat gets 2 try duels. Survives the second one. Almost gets finished off by the util. JT disengages. That is the bomb in sight. That's Floppy with a late lurk in vain. And he nails his timing, but so does Brolin. Comes out, and Floppy's position known. Has to sprint down in, trying to stop the defuse. Covered by Jimmy in the rafters.
Oh!
There it is. The backbreaker by Brolin.
What just happened? He was in decon.
Guys, I'm sorry.
All good, Biff. Good confidence.
He was in decon. They had no idea he could be coming out that way. They were just worried about the ramp. I actually don't know how he got into this position, if he just came down vent. Is that why he just walked into decon unnoticed? They literally just had no clue this could happen.
Floppy finding a kill top vent as well, right? Thinking he got the rotator, but
they don't need to be worried about ramp.
yeah,
It can only be decon or control to get that kill. If they're not worried about control, watch decon, Grim.
Floppy loses his line of sight. Squeaky has served up important moments in this map. And MOUZ trying their damnedest not to lose that A site yet again. Hulzerk waiting for his chance to pry somebody off at the ramp. That opportunity will not come. Doesn't look like Jimpat wants anything to do with a deep peek.
You know what I mean? They plant for ramp, watch ramp. That's the one thing they're safe from. And the one way they die.
Caught on the cross. Xertion finding JT, who's trying to support the util, trying to get Elige going. Jimmy from the corner. It's not 1, but 3, and a 4th inbound in Elige. Good entry from Floppy. Shuhei could very well cut off the tail end of this pack. As Elige encroaches, we go down to Torsi, who dies. Floppy is turning it up. 2 kills for him in the round. Elige's flank found out. The lurk denied. And so we go down to the B site again. 25 to the clock, bomb planted. And as Floppy sits in the rafters low, Hulzerk's got the angle. Between 2 mines, double door swung. Brolin goes back and Grim closes them. Decon yet again compromised. Doors swinging, Floppy relegated to the backside. T's in the corners, both go down. MOUZ tie up at 11.
Oh my god, they played that so well. Just a perfect amount of pressure, exchanged the information, knew exactly where the last 2 were, and of course won their duels. Kept up every step of the way and didn't freak out when the exec was going on downstairs, and they had that lurk inside of Squeaky to make sure that Elige can't use his aim. They shoot him in the back, and they're patient. These are such nice entries from Floppy. It's unreal that he got his kill in control. But they just can't close out. Now that small mistake, which is actually, a big mistake late in the game from Grim last round into this, a close situation lost. It's a tied match. And Complexity spent every last dollar back to looking at Squeaky.
They've been so adamant about it, so confident in taking this fight to Brolin. And in their best moments on this T side, it has been them rocking MOUZ on A. 4 smokes, all that Complexity have left. They put a bunch of them outer. And the question is, do they commit to the secret to B? Do they try to test that MOUZ rotation? Do they get found out in the process? Frag comes up a little early. 2 more smokes still for Complexity if they want to replace these, but time is ticking, and they could very well still get caught on this cross. Xertion sees a pack of players.
Damage.
Look how exposed they are. But they're going to fight their way over. Torji wallbangs Halzer just as he had entered into Secret. We get that late lurk dealt with. Shuhei hits the shot, and with 3 players tiptoeing their way downstairs, they get found out again by Brolin. You can run from that A site, but you cannot stop him. A final attempt out of Floppy. His 2 entries last round, all for naught. And in this instance, yet again, Complexity come up short. 12 secured by MOUZ. The time works against him, the players dry up, and MOUZ are on the fastest route to playoffs.
The entire way, they are paranoid and suspicious that something is happening outside, and you see 1 nade, 2 nade, 3 nades come out, and they don't spot anybody. The end, you have a bit of damage coming in, but it's the fact that they knew now. It was the slow outside cross. Then Torji gets a shot as they delay the cross with those nades. It's been a great game plan here for MOUZ, but it was a game, of course, that Complexity could have won in multiple situations, as we always see. This time, it's a bit tougher. T-side on Nuke versus a team they never beat on the map, and they really do show us some great rounds. But now they just don't have much money, man. They just don't have much money on round 24. We're talking about a UMP here for Halzerk. And you gotta assume their best, most impressive rounds on low buys have been these squeaky explodes, but that's gonna be the #1 thing MOUZ are talking about stopping right now. Let's see what they decide.
The start of so many rounds now. Brolin, MVP of the last round, is just so ready for those fights. 21 kills to his name, 22 to Jimmy. And they try to just trudge over top of the fire. Sershin happy to slip in and to try and put out. Elige spotted inside of the smokes, the first to fall. Sure, they get that footing, but it's already Brolin down in vent. Similar to the last round, Torji slides through, Complexity desperate as always, and Floppy the last to fall. Their second attempt at a Cologne 1 year ago. Shuhei and Jimpat stepped forward in these red jerseys, and they fell short, but not today. An uptick in performance at the start of the second half of 2024. 9 times MOUZ as an org have stepped forward into Cologne